crouched on the rocks by the sea's edge.
I don't know why.
I remember,
after all this time.
Memory's a strange thing, like sand.
I remember.
Shifts with the passing of each tide.
You smell like soap.
Forms and reforms.
Or was it talcum powder?
Always different, but somehow.
Maybe that was me.
The same.
I don't know who you are.
30 years since I've stood here on this beach.
So much of you lost.
I left home because Mother said you didn't like me.
I love this. But I hate you for it too.
You hurt me.
What do I do with it?
And I feel guilty that I wasn't good enough, didn't measure up.
I want to stand up, right here and now, and throw it into the sea.
Is that what you thought?
Is that what you wanted? For me to finish it because you didn't have the courage?
Hello? When I was growing up, I used to think of that rock as my rock. I saw you from the car. I'm driving back to London, and seeing you there reminded me of a time when I would sit there on that rock and dream. Dream, dream, dream. Dream, 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 dream. And what's come of it all?
Just up down to Churchill!
When you're only a coffin spit away from the beach, why be anywhere else?
I won't be late!
I was home. I was free. It was the only place where anything made any sense.
One day.
I remember.
One day.
I was alone.
Everything will come right. I know it will.
And I still am.
Chrissy!
Look, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to disturb you.
What?
What are you doing?
What's it look like?
I don't know.
Thought most everyone would know.
Well, I don't, all right.
Your mum told my mum that you're going to the grammar school.
Well, you might be going to the grammar, but that don't mean I have to know everything.
That's not what people who go to the grammar school think.
Well, then I won't go.
What will your mum say to my mum then?
We don't care.
Your mum will. She hasn't stopped going on about it since she got the letter.
Well, I'd rather stay on the island. Go to school with you.
Once you have to Weymouth every day in the school bus, you won't want to be hanging around here with me.
Don't you be so horrid, Chrissy Carter.
Don't reckon we'll see you at all.
You just want to make me cry.
If I did, I could.
You have to be nice to me.
Why?
That's how friends are.
And what if I don't want to be?
You do. Don't you?
I don't know.
Oh, I only came down here to ask what you were doing.
And I only said I thought you would have known.
Well, I don't. And if you won't tell me, I'll find somebody else to play with.
I didn't say I wouldn't tell.
Well,
I just thought.
well,
I'm looking out for mermaids. See, I knew that's how you'd be. That's why I didn't want to tell you.
there's no such thing as mermaids, Chrissy Carter.
There is too. I've seen them in books.
They're just made up stories.
No, they're not.
I bet you believe in Father Christmas too.
No.
So have you seen one?
No.
See.
Well, that don't prove nothing. If a sailor sees a mermaid, it means their boat's going to sink or they're going to be wrecked on the rocks. They're the sailors who end up in Dead Man's Cove.
Yuck! So why do you want to see one?
To find out what it's like.
Maybe you already know.
How do you mean?
Maybe you're a mermaid.
I'm not.
Sat there on the rock fiddling with your hair. That's what mermaids do.
I don't have a tail.
Not yet. But have you looked at your legs lately? No. Is any chance you'll be growing one right now? Don't say that. And then you won't be able to chase me.
Oh no! Just you watch me!
Right, here will do.
Don't you think it's a bit blowy up here?
I told you to wear your scarf.
I weren't thinking about me, I was thinking about Mother.
She said she wanted to see the sea. Well, there it is.
Well, we didn't have to bring her all the way out here onto the weirs. She'll catch her death.
Bits of wind never hurt anybody. Did it, Nana? Pardon, dear? Bits of wind.
I don't think so, dear.
What?
It wasn't me.
I'm just asking if you're right, Mother. You're not too cold.
I'll be fine.
I still think, Brenda.
Stop twittering, Henry, and pour the tea. Why'd you bring a top quality paper basket like that?
I thought you wanted it.
I run parties, that's all. Doesn't mean I want our new penny picnic basket full of the stuff. I wanted the china today.
You can't bring the best china out here onto the weirs. It'll get smashed to smithereens.
Not in a top quality picnic basket like this one. That's what all those little restraining straps are for. So you can picnic in luxury with all your best crocs.
Well, how was I to know?
Just pour the tea, Henry. You'll have to get used to these things when Mary Jane goes to the grand.
You have to stop getting your hopes up.
I've made my mind up.
That's just maybe, but until they give her a place,
They will.
I'm not so sure.
I wrote to them. I told them a girl of Mary Jane's breeding.
It means nothing these days.
I'm not having her go into the secondary with that council house brat.
We might have no choice, Brenda.
That's where you're wrong, Henry.
I hope you've not said anything to anyone.
I might have mentioned something.
Brenda!
Only when people asked, I was embarrassed.
And Mary Jane?
To cheer her up. She was disappointed.
So she thinks come the new term she's off to Weymouth.
If I have my way, she will be.
And if they say no?
Then we'll go private.
We can't afford it, Brenda.
Do you always have to be such a wet blanket, Henry? Then Nana will help out. Won't you, Nana?
Pardon, dear?
You've got a bit put by, haven't you?
Little something for a rainy day.
You see?
That doesn't mean she wants to pay Mary Jane school fees.
You want Mary Jane to go to a good school, don't you, Nana?
Oh, yes.
Satisfied?
You can't do this, Brenda.
Look at her down there on the beach running around with that urchin. She should be up here with us, Henry. Is that what you want for her? Is that the extent of your ambition for our daughter? Is it?
That's unfair, Brenda.
I'm going back to the car. We're going now, Nana. Hang on to your tea. And be careful with that picnic basket.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to intrude.
You didn't.
Insensitive, that's me all over.
It's nothing.
Enough to make you come off up here.
Look, it's not a problem.
Are you local?
No,
Just here for the day?
something like that. And you?
I lived here once.
Sorry, you said driving back to London.
Yes.
Visiting family?
I just buried my father.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be, we weren't close. Years since I even spoke to him.
That's sad.
You get used to it.
Your choice.
His. At first. It's a long way to London and the years put a distance between you. Look, I should go.
Do you know anything about Greta Garbo?
The film star?
Yeah.
A very beautiful woman.
I know, I found a picture in a magazine.
And?
Did you ever see it?
Oh, yeah. When I was growing up, there was nothing to do except go to the pictures.
What was she like?
She had a sense of mystery about her. Something to do with the way she looked at the camera, like she was always hiding something. Why?
Just something. A newspaper cutting.
Grand Hotel. I want to be alone.
I want to be alone.
Sad, really. A great Hollywood film star, remembered for just 5 words.
5 words is quite a lot. Most of us aren't remembered at all.
That sounds bitter.
And perhaps it's because I am.
Sorry. She became a recluse. Shut herself away.
Why?
I think it's harder getting old if you're beautiful.
Well, it's all very well disappearing, but...
Look, is there someone I can call for you?
I think my mother liked Greta Garbo.
I knew a woman once. Had a death mask of Greta Garbo on a living room wall.
That's gruesome.
You see? Let me buy you a cup of tea.
And that's her! I don't want to put you to any trouble.
That's her! Not at all, there's a cafe just up there.
I'm just being a nuisance.
Not at all. Besides, you've reminded me of someone.
The death mask of Greta Garbo!
Don't you have to be dead first?
I don't know.
Well, I reckon you do, because they poured plaster Paris all over your face and let it set rock hard. If you weren't dead before, you would be after. Who says that? My mum's.
How'd she get it?
I don't know. I see you're admiring the death mask, Christy.
Chrissy wants to know how you got it, Mum.
Mr. Warren and I were invited to a special screening of the Grand Hotel at the Regal. It was part of the Round Table's 50th anniversary celebrations. We were given it there on account of Mr. Warren being chairman of the Round Table that year.
It's not a proper death mask, though.
I beg your pardon?
Well, we did the Egyptians at school. King Tut. Yeah, death mask. They found it in his tomb when they dug him up.
I don't know anything about Egyptians. All I know is this beautiful object was presented to Mr. Warren as a mark of his esteem.
It's not a proper death mask though, is it?
I don't care.
See, my mum says...
And I don't care what your mother has to say either.
See, she reckons Greta Garbo's still alive!
Will you get that girl out of here, Mary Jane? I don't want her in this house again, do you hear me?
Did you want something, dear?
Do you hear me?
I think so, dear, but my batteries are running low.
Oh, do be quiet now and go back to your room. I don't believe you sometimes, Chrissy Carter.
What? Upsetting my mum like that? I was only asking a question. No, you weren't. Besides, it's only a bit of plaster. I don't know what you're getting so het up about.
I love Greta Garbo.
It's cracked to see.
Not the mask, Lupin. I mean the film star.
I know who she is. I've been to the Regal too, you know. My Auntie Doris takes me sometimes.
What? Old Pegleg?
Don't call her that.
Well, if I was.
What a fight, Mary Warren!
Mary Jane Warren.
You think you're better than the rest of us, don't you, with your fancy name?
No, I don't.
And your mum's no better than she should be. Red hat, no draws, that's what my mum says. She remembers what your mum was like before she met your dad!
If you make me fight you, Chrissy, I'll bash you. I'll bash you hard.
Oh, will you? Come on then. What's the matter? Don't you want to now?
All right, I don't.
Well, I'm all ready now.
Oh, but that don't mean we have to, does it?
Suppose not.
Agreed then?
Agreed.
I only meant I'd like to be a film star like Greta Garbo.
How many film stars you know come from Portland? Or from Weymouth Grammar, for that matter?
Oh, I do dancing and singing.
I do dancing too.
No, you don't.
I do too.
When?
When I'm on my own.
Well, I do proper classes, ballet and tap. What do you do?
I dance pictures.
Pictures?
Pictures in books. I've got a fairy book that's full of pictures. Sometimes, when I'm on my own, I dance and I can teach you if you like.
How do you know what to dance?
I just listen.
What to?
What the picture tells
A
me.
picture can't tell you nothing.
It does if you listen carefully enough.
Well, no pictures never talk to me.
Well, that's because you've not been listening properly. See, I'll show you.
But we don't have a book.
Or just look out there.
Where?
Out there. To the orchard. And to the cornfield. And then there to the windmill. And the cliffs. And the sea.
We're gonna dance all that?
Listen to the music.
But I can't hear anything.
Oh, that's because you won't shut up and listen. Are you?
He came round my house one day before Christmas. Wanted to know why my dad hadn't been at church in a while.
What do you say?
That he'd been busy at work. Man does not live by bread alone, Mr. Warren.
Well, he has to check up on people, that's his job.
He frightened me, Chrissy. I was sat on the stairs listening through the crack in the door, and all of a sudden I heard... It sounded like the air was singing. It wasn't like the singing was for my dad. It was more like the angels were singing for me.
Don't be daft. You won't be out with you! See? He's gone. Come on, race you to the beach! Oh, no. Keep quiet and say nothing.
Hello, girls!
You're not supposed to talk to you.
Who told you that?
Everybody knows you're not supposed to talk to Borster Boyd.
Oh, that's not very friendly now, is it? And you?
Me?
Oh, you got a tongue in your head, ain't you?
Yes.
So, what's your name?
Mary Jane.
Very posh. Very nice indeed. How's about your friend?
Chrissy.
What'd I say?
So have you escaped?
Chance to be a fine thing. No, love. I'm afraid if you look down that hill there, you'll see an old fat bloke sweating his cobs off, wishing he was anywhere else but out here on a run with us.
I thought you were all supposed to stick together.
Nobody can run that story. Usually we get the PE instructor. Jay's got a cold, the big girl. So they sent us out with Prison Officer Cumben.
Jack Cumbers.
Oh, you know him, do you?
My dad plays darts with him.
I look like you supped a few ales. So you local girls, are you?
We just let
What
on.
did I say?
We just trying to be friendly.
You say that now.
What do you think we're going to do? Come and rob your blind in your beds?
You might.
We're just a bunch of lads who never had nothing. Never likely to, neither.
If you're so innocent, what you doing in Borstal?
Look, love, when you've spent time in there, one thing you know is there are a load of people a hell of a lot worse on the outside. Only difference is, they're too clever to get caught. So, you got any fags?
I don't smoke, she don't.
Honest.
How old are you?
11.
Even Jimmy here didn't start at 11.
I did my first book by when I was 10, me.
Oh, he's just showing off now.
You know who we are. So what about telling us your names?
Right, bleeding tea party this is turning into.
Sorry about him. The one with the gob is Billy Jackson.
And the northern twat is Jimmy Spears, otherwise known as Frenchie.
Are you from France?
Oh, nothing so exotic. We call him Frenchie, because when he got nicked, he had a pocket full of rubber johnnies on him. I can't think why. He's got no bleeding idea what to do with them.
What's a rubber Johnny?
Tell you what, lass, not even I'm going to explain that to you.
So what about him?
Oh, no, that's Fish.
Well, that can't be his real name.
Well then, Fish, you gonna tell the lass your name or not?
If you don't say, I won't know what to call you next time we meet.
Danny. My name's Danny.
So why do they call you Fish?
Because I can swim.
Can you?
Well enough.
Bet you couldn't dive enough pulpit rocks from about half a mile and back.
Nobody could.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I did too!
You're a ghost. Because you swim out 200 yards from there, then you're in the race. Nobody swims into the race and comes back again.
We've got to get home.
Why did you lie to him?
I didn't.
Chrissy here can get you cigarettes. Our dad smokes, he gets loads of cigarettes off the sailors at the naval base.
Does he now?
He's a coach driver, see?
Mary Jane!
When he drives the sailors to Portsmouth or Dartmouth or wherever, they give him cartons of them, don't they, Chrissy?
I told you, say nothing!
They get them cheap at the Naffy.
Oh, one pack, Chrissy, that's all we're asking.
We've got to go!
Ain't we seen you before? A chapel.
Lucky guess.
Right then, you'll know all about forgiveness.
Well, if you're so hot on attending chapel, you'll know all about repentance.
So if I was to repent, you'd bring us a pack of fags to chapel on Sunday.
I might, but first, you have to ask for forgiveness.
I'll tell you what, love. Even the beak can get to do that.
All right then. I asked for forgiveness for stealing the rent man's bike.
Well, why did you do it?
Well, he used to come every Thursday, late this morning, sign the rent book, and on Friday night, after my dad had gone to the pit, Dad always worked Friday nights to get paid more. The rent man. He used to come back, give me mama her rent money back. After he'd gone, I used to hear her crying in her room. So I thought if I steal his bike, he wouldn't be able to come round, upset her anymore. So, next time he was round, I hid his bike away and I dumped it in the cut. Trouble was, that's not how he saw it down the juvenile.
Two wrongs don't make a right.
When your life's wrong from the start, doesn't make a difference.
I don't believe that.
You will, lass. You will.
Get away from those girls!
So what do you say?
Someday, if I can.
Step away.
You weren't doing anything.
Shut your dirty mouth. Chrissy,
Mr. Cumben?
these young men,
Yeah?
they weren't...
No!
Thank God.
They were just asking directions.
Why are you better just get off home.
Yeah.
Did you just wing your spears?
No.
It's caught you, didn't I? You dirty little bastard! Get on home now! I'll have a word with your dad. On your feet, lad.
I said, on your feet. Unless you want to kick in the nudgers for good measure. I'll count to 3. 1, 2. You're lucky. It would have given me great pleasure to kick your balls into the shrub of your life, son. In line! And let's get one thing clear. For the rest of this run, you run with me, not the other way round. Because trust me, I'll make your lives a misery if you do that again. If I catch any of you scumbags fraternizing with local girls again, you'll be wearing your bollocks as earrings. Got it? Yes, sir. Let's hope you have. Now run, but slowly.
Down there on the beach, you said I reminded you of someone?
Someone I knew a long time ago.
Well, at least you remember them. Photographs are my memories now. My dad used to keep a lot of photographs.
Well, maybe your dad's right. Maybe it doesn't do to live in the past.
You two would get on.
What about your mother?
She left when I was 2. To be honest, I don't really remember her.
I'm sorry.
Well, don't be. My dad took over everything. He was fantastic. He is fantastic.
I didn't mean to remind you, though.
Well, you didn't. She did that all by herself. Do you have children?
2, a son and a daughter.
What do they do?
Well, Maggie works in a bank, assistant manager now, and Philip's in the army, a junior officer. He's in Bosnia, part of the UN force. It's a worry.
It must be. And your husband?
We're separated.
Or was there someone else?
No. Sam and I just drifted apart.
My dad never recovered.
Well, when you have children, it's difficult, but I'm sure he's very proud of you.
Oh, he is. Came to my graduation, cried when I had my pictures taken.
See?
His only complaint is I didn't get a degree in something useful.
Oh, I'm sure he'd be proud of you, whatever you do.
He'd rather I wasn't doing this. Trying to find out about my mother.
And you think she came here?
I don't know.
Did she know the area?
I think so.
Well, then trust your instincts.
You can't just walk out! Are you alright?
Yeah, and, you're right.
About?
When you say it's funny what you remember, where it comes from.
There's nothing for me to stay for now.
And?
I wouldn't want to bore you.
You can't announce that and then say nothing.
When I was growing up...
You're wrong!
Cliff was our milkman.
I can't, Mary. I don't feel the same way no more.
So?
Cliff and his wife Mary were our next door neighbours, and he worked for Lovell's Dairy.
What reminded you of them now?
Well, I never ever would have believed it. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. I don't know. Maybe it's just being here. It went on for days.
Listen, if you put this glass against the wall, you can hear everything. Move over then.
Smashing a few plates won't change my mind.
Why won't you ever listen to me?
And that's what all this is about, is it?
The basis of a good marriage is knowing who's in charge and knowing when to stop talking.
Right.
Shh. Did he listen to you? Did he?
Don't do this, Cliff.
Has something interesting to say, did you?
Don't!
Well, that makes a change.
He's so angry. Listen.
I phoned Knowles about the milk, but all they'll say is that they're short-staffed. There's more than the school canteen at stake here, Doris. Well, that's easy for you to say, Vi, but I've got to make sure they're all fed. Otherwise it'll be me who catches it. You can't have sponge pudding without the custard.
Do you know why they call them Yanks?
Don't, Cliff.
That's what it was like last night at the George. Everybody looking me over the top of their beer, sniggering at that stupid joke.
It's not true, Cliff.
That's what you've made me, a stupid joke.
I heard she was seen out of that fade from that. Oh, Maple Yard. One of them Americans. Terrible. They'll dock in any birthday if you ask me.
You've killed me. You know that.
Don't say that.
Stab me in the back.
Have you heard that joke, Vera? What joke's that, Olive? Do you know why they call the Americans Yank? I don't know, Olive. Why do they call the Americans Yank? Because that's what they do to your knickers if you meet them while they're in port. One Yank and they're
Is that true? Don't ask me, I don't know. It wasn't like that.
Wasn't it?
Perhaps I should go round there. Best not interfere.
So you're going to tell me why?
There's nothing to tell. I just went with the girls to Navy Day.
You
could have come, but you were doing a double shift.
And why was that?
I know.
To put food on this table, to put clothes on the back of the mite in there.
I know.
Well, I can.
Don't.
Could you not have waited?
Now, Midge Fancy says...
The doctor's receptionist.
Well, she says he's got a problem. No. Honest to God.
You don't say.
Terrible.
I wouldn't, Cliff.
The one thing.
Don't say it.
He's not well, Doris. Oh dear.
The one thing that was keeping me going was the thought of you and our baby. And now, I don't even know if it's mine.
It is yours, Cliff.
Well, I'm never likely to know. Am I?
It was just a drink. Cliff!
Chrissy! Mum, what are you doing?
We were just playing.
No, you weren't. Give me that glass. Do you have no respect for anybody? I'll speak to you later. Just keep an eye on these two, will you, Doris? Everything will be all right. I promise you. He'll see sense in the end.
Trouble is, I'm not sure he will, Vi.
And he didn't.
You've upset your mother now.
Oh, everyone else was listening.
And none of us should have been. Sorry. Anyway, the reason I came over was to ask your mum if you'd like to come for a concert at the weekend.
I would.
I've got tickets for the Bournemouth Symphony at the Winter Gardens in Weymouth. They're doing the 1812. Not real Cannon's mine, but it should still be good. And after we can go for egg and chips if you like.
Smashing.
A concert with old Pegleg, eh?
I told you about that. Oh, what happened to them in the end?
Well, it's tragic, really. He went back home to live with his mother in Bridport, but was very ill and died of leukemia a few months later. Never saw his son.
Was it?
Oh, yeah.
What about his wife?
We all rallied round. My mother even had me stay over so I could sound the alarm if labour started. Not that that lasted long.
Why?
She sent me home after a while because I used to sing myself to sleep with whatever I could remember from the Methodist hymn book. Oh, you don't get that nowadays.
Who needs the Methodist hymn book when you got so many Walkmen?
Well, after she had the baby, she moved on, but I'm not sure where.
Sad.
Another world.
Do you know when you're around here I could stay?
There's good B&B down near Eastern Gardens. Not very grand, but it's clean, and they do a good breakfast.
Is it far?
No. Let me drive you there, it's the least I can do. Stay there myself the last few nights while I sorted out the last bits and pieces of my father's estate.
That'd be great. Is it home territory for you?
Sort of. It's where my Aunt Vi used to live. Where the girls and I used to go wheelchair racing.
That sounds so fun.
It was.
Down. I've got to go shopping this morning with my mum.
When?
She didn't say.
And then you can't be late then, can you?
Oh, it's just she gets right narky when I'm not there.
If you can't wait, then it's more right to the rest of us.
Well, I didn't say I couldn't wait for a bit. Mary Jane, just off out. Where? Just out!
I expect she's having problems with her mum.
Who is? My dollies!
That's her. What are you doing?
I don't want you mixing with that pound piece lot. No. I mean it, Mary Jane. I don't want you picking up all their bad habits.
My sister says if you hold your hand like this, you can use it to practice kissing, see?
What are you doing with Nana's chair? I'm just taking my dollies for a walk on that floor. Nana said I could. I won't have you making a show of me when you go to the grammar.
Is it really what it's like? So my sister says.
Brenda! Sit down, Nana. Can't you see I'm busy?
I've had a bit of an accident.
Oh no. So can I go? All right, but just remember what I said.
So who are you practicing for? No one.
Oh, I said the wrong time, Nana. How did you manage
Bridget!
I'm sorry, Brenda.
Just get inside. She wants to kiss that boy from chapel.
Who?
She likes one of them bad boys. No, I don't. Yes, you do. She's even asked him his name. I did not. No. Then you won't mind me kissing him then, will you? Oh, no, Jimmy. What are you doing, Rita? I'm kissing Jimmy Spears. Don't let Chrissy catch you. What? Mary Jane. Chrissy. She's just teasing you. You know me. Always kidding. Right. Put these somewhere. So you have interest? No. So what was she on about? I said I'd get him some fags, nick them off me dad. When? We met them last week. They were running on the weirs. Your dad will kill you if he catches you. All the more reason for him not to. But you like him though, don't you? I don't like him. I don't not like him. I felt sorry for him, that's all. And he's too old for you, and what will your mum say? All my sisters had boyfriends when they were my age. So I don't see why I can't. Well, can you jive? No. No lad worth his salt is going to be seen with a girl who can't jive. No? Of course. Do you know how? Of course. Will you teach me? Should we show her, Chrissy? You know too. Me and Mary Jane jive all the time. Hello again. Hello, we'd like a room. Thought you were off. I am. It's for me. How many nights? One, possibly two, it depends. On? If I knew that. And you'll be pushed to make it back to London before dark now. Yeah, why don't you stay another night? Oh, no, I've got things to do. Can't get anything done before tomorrow now. Okay, make that 2 rooms then. Now you can show me ways to go racing. We'll see you later. Are we going to race this chair or not? You're getting very pushy all of a sudden, Rita Crab. It's just I've got to go somewhere, and if you hadn't been I wasn't late. And besides, I get to say who rides in this chair. Chrissy said. Is it Chrissy's? No, see. I said she could come. Why? Because you ought to be careful. People are gonna start thinking you know better than those you hang about with. Meaning? She's a dafty, Chrissy, and she's ugly. No, I'm not. What? Ugly or daft? You can't talk to her like that. Send him away, Chrissy. This is our game. Is it? You know it is. And who do I hang about with when you go to the grammar? We'll still do things together. Will we? You know we will. I don't think so. I promise. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can, and I will. Chair races forever, that's what I say. Mary Jane, what are you doing? What? Where did you get this? It came in the post 2 weeks ago. Just out of the blue? It was left to me by my mother. I'm sorry, I didn't realise. No reason why you should. There was a solicitor's letter with it, winding up my mother's affairs. So she was here. What happened to her? I don't know. She can only have been about your age. Maybe even newer. The chances of that are about the same as me meeting you today. The thing I find difficult is she died in hospital. Alone. She won't have been alone. They're very good about that these days. Despite the fact that she walked out on us 20 years ago, I still would have liked to have been there. Well, she won't have been alone, I promise you. To have talked to her. To have asked her.
Well, I know for a fact that at St. Bede's they have a policy about
St.
that sort
Bede's?
of... Well, it's where I work. I'm hospital administrator there.
In Pimlico?
You know it?
That's where she was.
Julie, that can't be right. It's too much of a
True, I
coincidence.
promise. William Jacobs and Partners Solicitors. We are sorry to inform you, etc., passed away peacefully in her sleep at 3:20 a.m. on the 14th of March 1994, St. Pete's Hospital, Pimlico. So, do you know who the people in these pictures are?
I don't think I can do this anymore.
I just thought...
I said no!
Christine? I'm sorry.
Are you alright, Danny lad?
Just got that from home. It's me mum.
No surprise there then. Now if it was your dad, that would have been a surprise. I reckon that news would have surprised your mum.
Shut your mouth!
And who's gonna make me? Not you. That's for sure.
You're not going to leave it, Danny! He's not worth it.
She's not well. She's got TB.
It's always something with you.
Danny, don't let him get to you! Besides, TV's not so bad these days. It's easy for you to say. Danny, they've got medicines.
Well, she's good as me.
And what am I doing?
How can they do me a pass?
I don't know, Danny. It's not like she's dying.
She could, though.
What are you two up to?
Nothing, sir.
And what's all this bloody noise?
Don't know what you mean, sir.
What are you looking so crestfallen about, Smith?
I've had a letter from your mum, sir. She's not well.
I'm not surprised. Giving birth to you must have bloody near killed her.
Ask him.
Here. You're going to tell me what all this is about, Smith?
I was just upset, sir. What with my mum not being well?
I'm not interested in all that. What about Jackson slamming down the corridor just now?
I don't know anything about that, sir.
No? Your mother's ill, you say?
She is.
So you'll be looking for a compassionate. Well, you knew the scaring your son. You can start by telling me about Jackson.
There's nothing to tell, sir.
Out there on the weirs the other day when you met them young girls.
We was just talking, sir.
Well, you might have been, Smith. What about him?
It's just like I said, sir.
It's not what them young girls are saying.
It's the truth, sir. God's honest.
See, they have it differently, Smith. One of those girls reckon Jackson dropped his shorts. Exposed himself.
He never did, sir. Honest.
Are you quite sure, Smith? I'd think about my answer if I was you.
Nothing like that happened, sir.
See, I know the family, Smith. Good friends of mine. I told them to keep her at the courts, keep her name out of the locals. Would you and any daughters of yours, Smith, have to go through all that?
No, sir.
All it takes is for you to tell me the truth.
We'll just talk to them.
You give me the truth, Smith. And that past of yours is a weekender.
The three of us was together the old time, sir. And nothing like that ever happened. I can only think that whoever you've been talking to was mistaken. Sir.
Once a toe rag, always a toe rag. So they say, eh? Get back to your cell!
Let me pass, sir.
Bill, how are you?
No bad. Yourself?
I thought I made it clear, son. You can make an application, but you don't stand a snowball's chance in hell. Get out of here. You're in fatigues. Can I get you a drink?
You can leave one by the bar.
Not seen you in a while.
You know how it is. When the work's there, it has to be done.
So you've been out and about?
Some long runs lately. Navy contract. Moving crews from one port to another.
How's it been?
Has its perks. The old sailor boy's now enjoying himself. And they're definitely not averse to cheering around. And you must be down at the quarry.
Foreman now.
On a suited brigade.
And a bowler. Porting stone's what everyone wants at the moment, so we're getting a good price. And that means we're all on bonuses.
Is that why we don't often see you down the George these days?
Not exactly. I can't say I'm a good Methodist, but Brenda sees to it that I don't become a bad one.
Why, Jose? Where would we be without him?
And that's why I'm here, really, Bill.
So Brenda sent to talk to me, is she?
She's worried.
She's always worried, Henry. Brenda wouldn't be Brenda if she wasn't worried about this, that, or the other. So why don't you just come out and say what it is you come in to say?
It's about the girls.
Go on.
Brenda caught the girls racing my mother's wheelchair down one of the back alleys today.
And?
She doesn't want that.
So you want me to tell Chris he has to stop?
It's a bit more than that, Bill.
So what you really mean to say is Brenda don't think Chris is good enough to be my daughter's friend anymore?
Now, I didn't say that exactly.
Then what?
She wants a new start for her.
And Brenda doesn't want Chrissy hanging around when Mary Jane brings a fancy new school friends home for the grammar.
I don't want her out here. I don't want you associating with her.
In spite of the fact they've been friends ever since they started school together.
No, don't make this any more difficult than it is, Bill.
You have to start thinking about the future.
None of this is down to me, Henry.
Girls at Weymouth Grammar don't have friends like Chrissy Carter.
Get out of here, Henry. Well, I still need to be polite.
I don't bloody care!
I'm sorry, William.
Language, Mary Jane!
So am I, Henry.
What's wrong with bloody? Before you met that girl, you would never have used foul language like that. What? Like bloody, 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 bloody! Bloody hell! Mary Jane, I won't have you walking out on me!
You have to talk to me.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, I think you do.
Well, you seem to know an awful lot all of a sudden.
I've spent my whole life knowing nothing.
We all spend most of our lives in the dark. Get used to it.
I've got no one else to ask.
What do you want to know?
Why you took off for a start.
I have spent an entire lifetime trying to forget about all this. Why are you so determined to bring it all back?
I'm just trying to understand it.
Then try this. You showed me a page in your photograph album and there's a photograph of me on that page.
So you did know her?
Yes.
So will you help me?
What was her name?
My dad called her Janie. You know who she is, don't you?
You're going to have to give me some time.
All right.
I just need to get this straight in my head.
Shall I meet you back at the B&B?
Yes.
You will come back.
I promise.
The picture of you. Which one is it?
Chrissy! Hello! The one of the girl in front of the chapel.
Stand still. What? Who took it?
I want to take your picture. Your mother. I'll come and find you.
Well, what do you want a picture of me for?
To remember.
Don't be daft, I'm not going anywhere.
No. But I am.
What?
Mum says we're moving to Weymouth.
When?
In the summer.
What?
So I can be near a school.
No.
I don't want you to. I don't either.
Well, we thought we'd be best friends forever.
And we will be.
Well, how can we be friends when you're going to be so far away?
I write.
It's not safe.
And I'll visit. In the summer, I'll come in the car and my dad's coming carrying on his foreman at the quarry.
As things were, at least I knew I'd see you at evenings and on weekends. But now, oh no.
What?
My mum and dad.
Are you in trouble?
Not yet, but I'm gonna cop it if my dad finds out I've got a packet of his bags in my bag.
You did it. You'll get caught.
I know.
Mary Jane, your parents are looking for you. Just park in the car.
They know I am, Mr. Carter. I'll wait here with Chrissy.
I think you should go join now, Mary Jane.
It's all right, really.
You're supposed to go now, Mary Jane. Go on.
It's probably for the best in the long run.
You know, don't you? You know about the moving.
Your best would have heard. That family have always thought they were better than the likes of us.
Well, I don't want her to go.
You've got your other friends, Chrissy. That Tessa seems a nice girl. Mary Jane was my special friend. There'll be others.
Come on, Barbie, best be getting in. Chrissy?
I want to wait for Tess and Rita.
Don't be late then. Come on, Bill.
We've just seen them Borstal boys marching up the road from the Weirs. We followed them all the way from the Borstal. And Tessa got to talk to one of them. He winked at me. She's in love. It's pathetic. They're so funny though, aren't they? Why? Don't you think? When they're all together. They're like a herd of cows. How? Well, me and Rita were leaning over the fence as they walked past. And Rita waved at them, and they all went, And then when I called out to them to see if they were going to chapel, they did it again, What do you expect when all you do is make cow eyes at them? So out comes here before then. We cut through the quarry. You get in terrible trouble if they catch you. Well, you did get caught once. Just told the foreman that I was chasing Wilfred. Then they were too busy looking for the bunny to bother about me. Rita! I've got to go. My mum's calling me. Come on, Tessa. We can get a pew by the side aisle. That way, we can get a good look at them boys in the service. I'll see you in there. Or are you not coming in? We'll be later.
Hello, Chrissy.
What are you doing? Where are the others?
It's just me, Chrissy.
Surely they've not let you out on your own, Danny. What about the service?
I'm swimming.
Swimming?
And I was wrong.
About?
The race. Get through it and there's clear water on the other side.
I don't understand.
I'm gonna see my mom, Chrissy. Come and can't stop me now.
Danny?
The fish is swimming. I'm swimming, Chrissy.
Danny?
I'm coming home, Mom. I'm swimming.
Danny?
Halt! Now, here's to see the Minister about Bible study class. Not that I can see any benefit for you heathens. Just wait there. Funny business, alright? Otherwise you'll be on fatigues like your little mate. Well?
I got
Top girl!
What's he smoke, your old man?
whatever he can get usually, but these are senior service.
Brilliant!
Hand him over then.
That's right. Give him up, Billy. Yeah, me. Make sure you do it right. Smear will be cheating. Before you ask, can't count. Thanks for that.
That's okay. I didn't think you were coming, not when little Danny turned up on his own.
Danny,
Yeah, he was here just before you arrived.
you couldn't have been.
But I'm sure.
Sorry, Pet, you got it wrong. Danny's on fatigues. Stuck back in the slammer on hard labour.
But I'm sure it was...
Down to. Come in.
This way to rags. This way for redemption.
Why have you brought me all the way up here?
This is it. This is the chapel where the photograph was taken. Your mother and I were best friends once.
Why do I feel a book coming on?
After the photograph, somehow things changed.
You fell out?
No. But we were moving into two different worlds. I went to Topville Secondary Modern and she didn't.
Everything changes. People change. What's the score?
The score is
that the world we grew up in, we always thought things would stay the same.
Well, that's never been the way the world turns. Face it, you fell out because she went to grammar school and you didn't.
She didn't go to grammar school. She went to a private school and never passed the 11 plus at all, as it turns out.
I didn't come all this way to have you rubbish her.
I'm not. And we didn't fall out, not then anyway.
I'm just trying to find out about her.
You can't bring her back.
I think I don't know that.
All I can do is tell you about someone I once knew.
And that's enough.
Let's get in the car.
She must have still cared for you.
Why do you say that?
Well, this album was made recently. The pictures are all from the 50s, but this album, I could have bought it last week.
There's someone I think you should meet.
Does there have to be a reason?
Suppose not.
What are you doing?
Supposed to be up there in chapel. But I wanted to come down here and sit by the sea.
Are you sad?
A bit.
Why's that?
My best friend's moving away.
That's tough. Anything else?
Do you believe in ghosts?
There are lots of things in life we don't understand.
But do you believe in them?
I like to say that life is full of possibilities. And as long as it's not impossible, then it might just be possible.
My friend says there's no such thing as mermaids.
Does she?
She laughs at me when I say I like to come down here and wait for them.
And where's your friend now?
Set up in chapel.
Talking to someone else people have difficulty in believing in. So, she won't know then?
What?
That you've just met one. A mermaid!
You?
That's right.
You're not.
I am.
What about your tail?
I'm going through a transformation.
No.
Thought you said you believed in mermaids.
I do.
So? Is it all about the tail then?
No.
So, what?
You're not what I expected.
And the things always have to happen the way you expect them to.
No.
So, say you first hello to a mermaid then. Hello! And what's your name?
Chrissy Carter.
Then hello to you, Chrissy Carter. My name is Audrey.
Audrey.
It's a pretty name, isn't it? I chose it myself.
You wait till I tell her.
She still might not believe you, you know. You might just have to be satisfied with knowing the truth yourself.
You think I shouldn't tell her?
It's always nice to have a friend, but sometimes it can be nicer to have a secret.
I've got to go.
Why?
Oh, that's the prison siren. Someone's escaped.
That sounds dangerous.
Not really, but they'll start looking for me if I don't go.
Well then. It's been nice to meet you, Carter.
You too, Audrey.
Any idea who this is, Jack?
No idea at all. There's only a few of them left in there at the moment.
Do you reckon Chrissy you're right when she said she saw Danny?
What's that, lad?
I said no.
Officer Conman,
This is Patton.
there's a telephone call for you up in the manse.
Be right there, Tom. Hang on. Stay right there.
It must be serious for the minister's wife to have to fetch him to the phone.
Did I catch that right?
What?
That lad over there. Is he talking about you?
No!
And you better not be. Do I make myself clear? What's the news, Jack?
Crisis over. That was the governor on the phone. They found him. It was the Smith lad. Went in the sea down at Folly Pier by the East Weirs. Apparently there's some daft-eyed Arabelle swimming over to the mainland. His mother's ill in hospital. He thought he'd take himself up and visit her, no doubt. Anyway, they found him washed up on Chisel. He's been in the water some time, it seems. Must have got out at first light. I'd say. All he had to do was ask for compassionate leave. The governor would have written him a purse just like that. Anyway, guess we're getting these back. Come on, let's be having you.
Time we're making tracks. Come on, Chrissy.
Brenda. What's it now, Lola? I couldn't help it. Not again. It's the cold. I can't keep doing this, Henry.
I'm sure she didn't mean it earlier.
She's your mother. You'll have to sort something out.
I can't have her go into a home. It'll kill her.
Well, this is killing me, Henry. I don't think I can cope anymore.
I'll talk to her.
You'll get no sense out of her. She can't hear half what's said.
I said I'll talk to her. All right. Come on, Mary Jane. You push her on.
It'll be me who ends up at home. You know that, don't you, Henry? Don't you?
55 was a glorious summer. We swam and sunbathed. Fisher Mac wore the line and pin of boys rock at the Bill. Your grandparents moved to Weymouth and your nana went to a nursing home in Bournemouth and your mother started her new life at Kingswood. Private school for the sons and daughters of professionals. And despite everything she said, I didn't see her again for another 5 years.
Did you miss her?
I did, but life goes on. Tessa, Rita and I started Top Hill Secondary Modern that September and together we grew up. Changed from awkward 11-year-olds to gawky 16-year-olds. Well, I did anyway. Rita transformed herself from Miss Mouse to a blonde bombshell and Tessa developed a set of jumper curves that every boy on the island wanted to press themselves against.
And this?
This is Seaview.
So why have you brought me here?
You ever met your grandmother?
She's here.
Yes, after your grandfather died and your mother left home, she came back. Went to the garden. There she is. Come on, I'll introduce you.
I'm just off out. I won't be late.
Wait there!
Dad, I'll be late.
So important, Gabi.
Just meeting friends.
Who would they be?
Just Tessa and Rita.
And?
I don't know. Whoever turns up.
See, Jack and I were talking the other night. He was telling me a bit to do for boys' school. Ended up searching all the cells.
I don't see what this has to do with me.
They found cigarettes in one lab.
So?
Navy issue.
Well?
Jack had seen Tom's lab before.
Well?
When makes a difference? Give me your bag.
No.
I said, give me your bag.
No, it's private.
And when did you start manners of pride in your father?
Dad, I'm 16.
And taken to walking out of this house looking like a streetwalker, it seems. Oh, lipstick and rouge, look at you. I've never seen the like.
How can you say that?
You've been stealing my cigarettes. Pass them on to this lad. Give me your bag.
I've got to go.
Chrissy! Chrissy!
Brenda, some people to see you. Remember me telling you? The phone call?
I don't want to phone anyone.
No, someone's come for you. They brought someone to see you.
I don't want to see anyone. Don't make me.
Christine, remember she came once before? A friend of your daughter? See, here they are.
Mary Jane.
Hello, Brenda. It's Christine. I brought someone to see you.
Mary Jane.
No, Brenda, it's Julie, your granddaughter.
She took herself off, you know. After all we'd done for her. After all the opportunities we'd given her. Left without a backward glance.
Hello, Brenda.
Gran?
Mary Jane? She's been like this for years now.
It's Julie, Gran. I'm Mary Jane's daughter, your granddaughter.
She was a dancer. Ballet, tap. She did all the classes. She was on the stage, you know.
She must have been very clever.
She was. She could have married such a nice boy here. And would have done if it hadn't been for that girl. If I ever see her again, I'd have a few words to say to her. She broke my Mary Jane's heart.
Come on, Brenda, try not to upset yourself.
I would. I'd tell her a few own truths.
I'd better get her back inside and see.
She never would have left if it hadn't been for her.
What does she mean by that?
Look, it's a long time ago.
But not so long that she's forgotten. She might have trouble with some things, but she remembered you.
Well, maybe that's because I visited her more recently than your mother did.
Why would you come here?
I am not doing this anymore.
Why won't you tell me?
Because it's breaking my heart.
Christine! Don't walk away from me again! Shop. Someone who had it in him to be trained up.
It's the new governor, see? He's got all these new ideas.
Look, I'm telling her. So, well, the governor's agreed Jimmy can take it on. And Mr. Benfield's made a room for him in the back of the shop. It's not much, but it means he's out.
Isn't it great?
Why don't you go and get us 3 ties and I'll give you the money when you get back. Okay. Look. I know you and Jimmy are friends.
Oh, hard to that.
But he likes you though, don't he?
Well enough.
It's just that I really like him and I think he's coming here to the talent show tonight.
And you want to know whether I've got my eye on him?
If you have.
I haven't.
So you wouldn't mind?
No.
You know if you'd said you had.
I know.
Can I tell Rita?
If you like.
Mary Jane, thought we'd come to the island for the talent show. Sophie and I are going to sing a song.
Why?
We did a show at school, didn't we, Sophie?
It was marvellous.
Quite marvellous.
A gentleman in the audience said we should be on stage.
Very professional, those his very words.
I'm sure. So, how are you?
Well,
That's good. And this is David.
hello.
Hello?
David and Sophie's father own a quarry.
I know, I've seen you and your father on church parades.
David goes to Bryanston. It's one of the best public schools in the country. Anyone who's anyone sends their children there.
That's nice. What are you singing?
Tammy's in Love, Debbie Reynolds.
I know, I've seen her films.
She's so famous, you know. She's giving the talk on next prize giving.
Is she?
Listen, it's lovely to see you again, but Sophie and I just have to get ready for the show.
Apparently there's a scout here tonight from Parlophone Records.
Perhaps we'll catch up with you later.
Nice to meet you, Chrissy. Did you make that dress yourself?
I'm sorry about those two.
It's not important.
You and Mary Jane were friends.
Yeah.
You grew up together, I understand.
Yes. Chrissy, can you believe it? He's just said he'd like to take me for a stroll.
What did you say?
Yes, of course.
Well, I'll see you later then, and I want all the details, blow by blow.
She was excited.
Love's young dream.
And is it?
I doubt it.
That's rather cynical.
Is it?
Oh, I'm sorry.
You think I don't know what it means?
No, not at all. I didn't...
Then what?
Oh, well, now I've offended you.
I may not have had the benefits of your education, but I'm capable of speaking the language. I can read, you know.
I'm sorry, that was thoughtless.
Look,
Your sister's about to come on and I need to find my friends.
Please don't go.
Why shouldn't I?
Because I want you to stay.
So you can laugh at me like your sister.
No, that was unforgivable. Look, can we start again? I'm not very good at all this. Most of the girls I meet scare the life out of me, if I'm honest. All their latest fashions and sharp tongues. I never know where I am with them, but you're different.
What, with my homemade frock and vanilla essence for perfume?
No. I can talk to you because you listen. And I don't think you're just drawing breath for the next caustic quip.
Before you ask, I know what quip means.
Most of the conversations I have with girls are long gone before we get to the first laugh.
A very sad life you lead.
Well, most would say it's extremely privileged. Which of course it is, but trust me, there are drawbacks.
Or would you like to dance?
Would you think me terrible if I said no?
Of course not.
I think I'm the prototype for the man with 2 left feet.
I'm sure I could teach you.
I'm sure you could teach me a lot of things. Would you like to step outside for some fresh air?
Don't you want to hear your sister sing?
I don't think so. I've heard it incessantly ever since they first decided to do the damn thing. Well, Sophie's a capable singer, but your friend, well, she's sweet enough, but if she was as talented as she thinks she is...
I always thought she had a certain something.
Oh, I'm sure she does, but... Do you mind my being frank?
Of course not.
To my mind, she's just too... me. She's only ever happy when she's the centre of attention.
She's always been like that.
But enough about her. What about you? Will you step outside with me?
Okay.
You see? It's a beautiful moon.
Read that in a magazine, did you?
Oh, I did tell you. This is unknown territory for me.
Look, if you don't know what to say, then say nothing. That way any girl will think you're brooding, the deep and sensitive type.
What, like Marlon Brando and On the Waterfront?
It's not exactly what was in my head.
Isn't that your friend down there?
Oh, it is.
Perhaps we should introduce ourselves.
Oh no, she'd be so embarrassed if we did.
But it hardly seems fair to spy on them.
And we won't. Here. Where are we going?
Wait till we get on the beach.
My mum wouldn't like that.
I wasn't thinking of taking your mum.
You're funny.
Why?
The things you say.
I tell you, Tess. Up in the house on the hill, if you weren't sharp, not ready with a word here, a word there, you were a nobody. Oh, the officers love a nobody. They can make your life a bloody misery. That's right, little Danny. Till, in the end, he took the only way out he knew how.
You must be so pleased to be out.
Aye. And it makes it better to be out here with you.
You're just flattering me now.
I'm not, Tess. Many's the night I've lain in my cot just dreaming of a moment like this.
You're such a tease.
I'm not. For all the mates you made, for all that sticking together, what you miss my thing banged up in there is any moment of tenderness. I wouldn't think for doing something I reckon any lad would do. And for that, well, I missed out on the chance to grow up my own home. To do what any normal lad might want to do. Play footy in the park, have a drink with your old man in the pub, fall in and out of love. This is the first job I've ever had. If it wasn't for the boss, I'd still be in there, slopping out every morning. Always on the lookout for the next fight. Yo, Tess, I didn't have a single visit the entire time I was in there. They sent me all the way down here. I was so far from my own family that there was no chance of them coming to see me. I tell you, they've probably forgotten who I am by now.
No, they won't.
Life's passed me by, Tess.
Jimmy, it hasn't.
I'll tell you something.
Go on.
I look up. at the skate tonight, and more than anything, all I wanted to see was the moon in the water again. We do that back home sometimes, my dad and me. We go rabbiting and we end up by the sea with a good sackful. And we sit there, the two of us, and we'd watch the moon dance across the waves like a shower of bright white stones. As I came up in the night from the drill, all I could think of is, this is the first time I don't know how long that I might be able to see the moon in the water again.
Oh, you're not going to spoil a moment like that to me.
My parents have a beach hut down on the cove.
A church up.
Yes, it's in a nice position. Up above the beach, at the foot of the cliff. It's quite fancy, really. It's got its own entranceway. It's nicely laid out.
So?
So, I thought I could get our driver to pick you up and bring you there tomorrow.
Couldn't we walk? It's only down the hill.
But I wanted to make it special.
You know what would make it special for me? If you were to knock on my door and we were to walk down together.
We'll do that. I'll have the driver deliver the picnic beforehand.
Good night, make the picnic.
Lettuce sandwiches and fresh rolls with Shipham's fish paste.
Sounds delicious.
My Auntie Doris makes a good cake. I'm sure I can manage something.
And I'll bring the lemonade.
Good.
So, it's arranged?
On my terms.
On any terms?
Tomorrow then. We'd best be getting back. People will be wondering where we are. Chrissy! You won't be mad at me, will you? Why? I've done something terrible. You can't be that bad. Trust me, it is. Well, don't leave me in suspense then. When Mary Jane and... your sister had sung their song, I told them there was a talent scout waiting outside to talk to them. I took them across the road and showed them down into Eastern Gardens. And? I pushed them in the duck pond. What? I pushed them in the duck pond. Why are you laughing? It's so bad. It's funny. Mary Jane's never like. Oh, so you've been planning it, have you? No. But seeing her up there tonight, something just snapped in me. I don't know why. I just got so mad. She's been so mean to me over the years. I just wanted my own back for once. So how are they? Wet.
Well, I'd best go and sort things out. Tomorrow, then?
Tomorrow?
Any news? Yes. Well, it's still confidential, I'm afraid.
You mean it's serious?
Yes.
Are you going to tell me?
I'm not sure I can or should.
Oh, you know I won't say
I
anything.
know.
Does it affect the unit? They do understand, don't they? That there's nowhere else for these people to go.
They don't think like that.
Then they should bloody start.
They're accountants, it's not in their nature.
Then get them down here and have them see what we have to deal with day in, day out.
It doesn't work like that.
I just can't believe it. This wouldn't be happening if we were in Isha.
We're not.
No.
It doesn't touch them.
Oh, I know where I'd like to touch them.
Look, talk to the man in the street and he says he thinks the NHS is the most important part of the welfare state, but then ask him to pay for it, he starts shouting about his taxes. Talk to those who work not 3 miles from here and they start squealing like stuck pigs if you suggest they do a little more. Everyone's in favour until they have to cough up, and this is an easy target.
Just makes me so angry.
And me? But look at the client list. No one who matters cares about these people.
Are we talking about the whole unit?
50% of the beds.
Oh, God.
I did my best.
I know.
Anyway, said nothing, okay?
No one will hear anything from me. Oh, by the way, someone asked after you today while you were out.
Who?
Patient on Catherine. So she thinks she knows you from way back when you were children.
Really?
So she says. Saw you in the corridor yesterday, apparently.
Who was it?
Collins. Jamie Collins.
Name doesn't ring a bell. How is she?
Poorly. Don't think she'll go much longer.
What's her history?
Manchester club scene, exotic dancer, then fell into the usual. Charlie when it was being paid for, smack when it wasn't. Intravenous user, shared needles. Bingo.
And I can't say the name means anything to me.
Anyway, I've told you.
And I'm going to go do some figures, and if I come up with anything, I'll call you, okay?
Thanks. I should be getting back anyway.
I'm sorry, Alison.
Oh, it's not your fault. Until the people out there see it the way we do, nothing's going to change. I'll catch you tomorrow.
Mary Jane.
Your mother let me in. Asked me to tell you she's gone to the shops.
Oh.
Thought I'd surprise you. We didn't really get a chance to talk last night.
No.
Did you hear Sophie and I sing?
Yes.
What did you think?
Very nice.
Liar.
If you think that, why have you come?
You and I used to be friends.
I thought we still were.
Well, so did I. Until last night.
But nothing that happened last night had anything to do with me.
Nothing.
I'm sorry about Rita and her tipping you and Sophie into the duck pond, but she did that for her own back.
I've not come here to talk about that stupid girl.
She's not stupid.
You're defending her.
No. But maybe I understand why. You were never very nice to her when you were here, and lately, well...
Well, what?
For someone who's supposed to be your friend, you've been mighty conspicuous by your absence.
Conspicuous? My God, just listen to her.
I thought you were going to wait in the car.
I was, but I got bored. Is it just me, or is there a smell in here?
There is not.
Au contraire, I detect the fetid stench of poverty.
You can't come in here and talk to me like that.
No. Have you asked her yet?
Ask me what?
When I arrived. You were expecting somebody else, weren't you?
Must have been someone special.
To have a picnic packed already.
Don't touch that.
A picnic. I love a picnic. Let's have a look at what delights are in prospect.
Please don't.
How quaint. Lettuce sandwiches. Expecting a family of rabbits, were you?
Why are you letting her do this to me?
I've only just begun.
Will you go, please?
Who was that picnic for, Chrissy?
You know very well who.
Unfortunately, David won't be coming today. When my parents found out what he was thinking of, they arranged for him to go to my aunt's in Suffolk until term begins again. But it's such a shame to waste such a lovely picnic. Delightful! Fresh rolls!
Get out of here!
Tastefully filled with fish heads and arseholes.
Did you hear me?
Is there someone talking? David was my date last night, Chrissy.
That's not what he told me.
What did you think? That he was there with his sister?
All I know is that he seemed perfectly happy to be spending the evening with me.
But of course he was. That's no more than I would expect. My brother, you see, he's not very experienced when it comes to girls. Mostly he turns colour of a beach if a girl so much as talks to him. That's how he is.
That's not how he was last night.
Well, of course he wasn't. Talking to you was like talking to one of the maids.
I really think you should go.
I'm sure he promised you all sorts. But what your kind always fail to understand is that none of it means a jot. Poverty is genetic, you see. Born in the gutter, you die in the gutter.
Get out!
Don't worry, we're going. Oh, and one last thing. Just in case you get any little fancy notion in your head that David might not be feeling the same way, he's sat in the car outside. We're taking him to the station for his holiday in Suffolk.
Get out.
Oh, and that girl last night. Her father works at the quarry, doesn't he? Or should I say did. My father sacked him this morning. Come on, Mary Jane, I think we spent enough time down here with the common people.
Off already, Mary Jane. That was quick. I thought you were all off out together. Thought that was what that picnic was for.
Oh, Mum!
Why do things always go bad?
What is it now? Have you had a falling out?
They were so horrible.
And what did you do to them?
Nothing!
People don't just turn on a sixpence like that, Chrissy. You must have done something to cause it.
I didn't!
Like it or not, Chrissy, trouble follows you about.
Oh, don't say that.
But it's true. What was all that with your father about last night?
You just won't accept him growing up.
Oh, he's accepted it all right.
What do you mean?
We had a long talk last night after you left, and we've come to the conclusion that when you finish school in the summer, you should get yourself off and get a job.
Where?
Wherever we'll have you and put a roof over your head.
You don't mean that.
But we do, Chrissy. Your father doesn't like you and wants you out of the house. I don't know what you've turned into, but it's a bad lot. And to be honest, we don't want any more trouble around here. Now sort yourself out. And help me with putting the shopping away.
Brenda was wrong. The fact that your mother never married David Matthews has nothing to do with me.
So why did she say it?
Because she needed someone to blame.
That's too hard.
Not as hard as having to admit that she got it wrong. That she brought about your mother's death.
You blame Brenda for everything.
I don't blame Brenda at all, but she has to take some of the responsibility. If she had left Mary Jane to grow up on the island, then she might be here today.
You can't say that.
Why not, when it's the truth? The fact is, Brenda fed your mother's dream. Told her she was this when really she was that. Told her she was clever, beautiful, talented, a wonderful dancer, and then sent her to a private school to feed that dream. Your mother would have been better at Top Hill, not going to Kingsland, and that's what really killed her.
You're just saying that because you're jealous. Because you wanted what she had.
My God, what is wrong with you? Why can't you see what's in front of your face? By giving your mother all that, all Brenda succeeded in doing was feeding her disappointment. You said to me you thought your mother liked Greta Garbo. She idolised her. And why? Because she wanted to be that film star, and your grandmother, by separating her from real life, condemned her to what her life became.
Are you talking about us?
No, but tell me, why did she leave you and your father?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be here today.
She left because she couldn't live with what her life had become.
You know nothing about us. And yet you feel able to tell me what and why about our lives.
Well, I know it because it's the same for me.
And what did you lose?
Everything. The myth is education is everything. Well, it's not. Take it from someone who knows. And unless you're already a member of the club, education is simply the means by which you find yourself completely disenfranchised from everyone. Growing up where I did, education disconnected me from my family, my friends, everyone. And the bait is always that people like your mother and I might rise up the food chain. Well, let me tell you, when we got here, what we found out that doors were closed, you don't automatically become a member, and worse still, you're regarded as an imposter. You end up fitting in nowhere.
That's nonsense.
Oh, really? Then tell me how it worked out any differently for your mother.
I don't know, do I? I don't know anything about her.
Well, then let me tell you. After she left school, she tried to make the grade as a dancer, got a few roles in musical reviews, did one tour of a show that nosedived into the promises before it got to London, and that was it. And the last my mother heard, she moved away, and I presume that's when she met your father.
Manchester, 1970. She was 26. I was born in 74.
And by 76, she was on her way again.
My father adored her. Broke his heart when she left.
He wasn't alone.
But then, nothing.
And you're going to have to listen very carefully because I know the rest of the story. She was at St. B.
You knew all along?
No, not at the time, quite.
Quite? Well, what does that mean?
I was told that someone in one of the wards thought they knew me, but...
But what? Did she say anything? Did she ask about me? You didn't go and see her, did you?
No.
I don't believe this.
I wanted to, but...
But what?
I didn't know what to say.
Would it have mattered?
I have a memory of your mother and I as 11-year-olds rock jumping, laughing and not wanting to be with anyone but with each other.
And you couldn't have shared that with her?
I was scared.
Of what?
That she might not remember it the same way.
And you couldn't take that risk?
I didn't know how. I didn't know what to do.
And I told you that I was sad she might have died on her own, and you said that couldn't happen. But it did. You would rather have her surrounded by strangers who knew nothing of her than to face your own fear. She asked for you and you denied her.
Oh, it sounds so simple, doesn't it?
That's because it is. You sit there and tell me what Brenda should and shouldn't have done. But what did you do, Christine? What did you do when it came down to it? Nothing. You did nothing and I can't bear it.
I'm sorry.
It's just another word, Christine. You're so full of words and they all mean nothing.
What have you got there?
Some driftwood. I'm gonna make a fire.
Are you cold?
No. Look. I'm gonna kick them over the fire.
Where did you get them?
Stole them from the pantry. They're to go round the chicken on Christmas Day.
You'll be in trouble.
Not if no one catches me.
2 sausages. Are you expecting a friend?
No. I'm all on my own. You can have one if you like.
Thank you.
And after we've eaten them, we can go rock jumping. If you like. Like that. Good.